You know, ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
That's it.
Well, LeBron James got dragged into Diddy's mess too. It wasn't going to be long before LeBron's past with Diddy came back to haunt him. After all, like he said, ain't no party like a Diddy party. Word is, LeBron wasn't just chilling with Diddy, man was allegedly scared of him. And who's blowing the lid off all this industry darkness? None other than Cat I Don't Hold Back Williams. From freaky parties to shady backroom deals, Cat claims he saw everything. And now there's talk of some explosive tapes allegedly being passed around, supposedly exposing several major celebrities entangled in Diddy's darker activities.
You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
Yes.
the shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood.
Now here's where it gets nasty. Word on the block is that Diddy wasn't just freaking around at them parties. He was allegedly recording everything, all stored away in case any of them high-profile guests ever stepped out of line or got too bold. Classic blackmail move. And this ain't just some theory. This has been backed by real industry heads. Jaguar Wright has been preaching this for years. Gene Deal also confirmed it, saying Diddy liked having dirt on people. That's how he kept everyone in check.
I sat right here and told y'all there was activity on the dark net. Videos were being distributed and were going to be sold for profit because the dealer needs the money. Did I not say that? Right here.
Those people who was caught at Diddy party did not know that he had 250 tape recorders in that house. That's a big house. But he had 250 tape recorders in that house that they took, that the feds found.
But looks like Diddy's plan backfired because the feds seized these tapes when they raided his cribs in LA and Miami last year.
They also seized evidence of the freak-offs, electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims.
LeBron clearly didn't say no to Diddy, and based on the newly leaked info, he was doing stuff that no married man was supposed to do at these parties. Yup, word is he was out here having the time of his life with some mistresses. And this mistress theory is not new. Remember a few months back, Drake's DMs got leaked and he was bragging about how he used to set up LeBron to meet with his girls so his wife couldn't know.
Sure convinced the gang that it was rooted in love when it isn't. Show me how different we are. There's black. Yo, LeBron, the secret you've been had is the worst secret everybody in the industry doesn't know. That's why we all been looking at Drake to be like, Drake, you might lose a ring, nigga. Stop playing. Stop playing, bro. Stop playing. Don't you see Drake is in crash out mode?
Allegedly, all them years of blackmail fuel sitting right there waiting to explode. But that's not the end of it. Y'all remember that image that went viral of LeBron dressed up in some French maid outfit? Well, to me it looks photoshopped, but the internet is convinced it is real, and people believe it is from one of them Diddy's costume parties. So if all these talks are true, it's no wonder he was scared of Diddy. LeBron ain't just scared, he's probably been owned for a long time now. Makes you look at all their quiet nods and no comments in a whole new light, right? But let's take a step back. This ain't just wild speculation, it's a pattern. Look at who Diddy's always been surrounded by. Kanye already said it. They control LeBron, they control Jay-Z, they got dirt on all of them.
They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Not you, man.
But they can't control me.
And when Kanye gets to talking reckless, people usually call him crazy. But let's be real, dude might be off, but he ain't always wrong. Every name he dropped got some kind of shady link to Diddy. Meek Mill, already exposed. Jay-Z, way too quiet. And LeBron, well, now his name's all up in it. What's worse? Fans have been watching. They pulled up old clips.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
That's it.
So now, when that same Diddy is getting exposed for throwing parties that look more like Satan's playground, that quote hits a little differently, doesn't it? You gotta ask, what exactly went down at these parties that made LeBron so loyal or scared? And Cat Williams? Let's not even pretend like he's new to this. That man has been loud about the shady stuff going down in the industry. He's been talking about dudes selling their souls, party rituals, freaky deals in the dark, and he specifically called out Diddy.
Same job.
Cat even said he turned down $50 million 4 times just to keep his manhood intact. You know what kind of wild stuff must have been going on for a man to say that out loud. And yeah, he said Diddy tried to pull him into the mess, but Cat said, hell no.
Now
LeBron, that man ain't saying nothing. He went to the parties, smiling, vibing, allegedly getting dressed up. And now them chickens look like they're coming home to roost. Now, we ain't saying LeBron did anything criminal yet, but we're saying that if you're at Diddy's parties and you get recorded and then suddenly start acting real quiet when the feds raid that man's house, bro, this ain't adding up, and internet has been loud about it. One user put it bluntly, if these tapes are real, then LeBron better pray they don't get leaked in court. Then another user came through saying, LeBron the GOAT of what? Ain't no party like a Diddy party. Another user said, LeBron's cheeks got clapped. So what y'all think really went down? You think LeBron's just guilty by association? Or do you think he actually got freaky and got caught?
I'll believe it when I see it, honestly. LeBron should have pressed Kevin Gates, but he wasn't on that, you know. We seen how LeBron is. When you talk about his family, he presses you. If you're Stephen A. and you're 60 years old and you don't got no heat, right? But if it's a YN from Louisiana who's been in and out of jail multiple times, nah. Bron don't want no smoke with nobody like that. And that's when I realized that Bron was really a puss. You know, I realized Bron was soft. You understand? Bron never had to fight growing up. He was always a star player. He was always the star. You know, he was always put on a pedestal. And so no one was trying to have fights with him. People were glazing him. You understand? You see how everyone's glazing him? People were glazing him his whole life. LeBron's been being glazed, right? And so he hasn't had to fight anyone, you know? And so we know LeBron is soft. LeBron wasn't ready for that. You know, I don't think LeBron has hands like that, you know? He's good at dunking on the hoop, you know? He's good at jumping up to rims. But I don't think he has hands like that. And being an athlete doesn't necessarily mean you have hands. Unless you're a specific type of athlete, right? Like a boxer, they have hands. Or an MMA fighter, they have hands. Or a kickboxer. It depends on what type of athlete you are, right? But this type of, in basketball, you don't know if a basketball player has hands or not. Some of them do, a lot of them don't, right? So you never know. And LeBron, we really don't know. And we've never seen him in a fight, even though he's had many times where he had like good enough reasons to fight people. I forget this one player's name, but there's a player that was rumored to sleep with LeBron's mom. I might look his name up right now just so I can y'all don't think I'm tripping. Let me see if I can find it. Player who smashed LeBron's mom. If I can find his name. Okay, Delonte West. Yes, his name is Delonte West. Sorry, you guys. But this guy is like nearly irrelevant to me other than the fact that he allegedly smashed LeBron's mom, you know? And what did LeBron do when he saw Delonte West? Nothing. LeBron ain't want no smoke with Delonte because Delonte West is a YN too. He's crazy. Like, bro's tapped out of his mind. You understand? He don't want no smoke with bro either. You know what LeBron did? He pulled strings in the background, made sure that Delonte would never have a career in the NBA, and pretty much killed his career, right? That's how LeBron did him. You know? He did some Jay-Z, like, I don't know, some Jay-Z Dame Dash type stuff, like where he, you know, tried to end you. You know, like, he did some stuff like that, basically. Pulled strings, got Delonte West out of there, and we never hear from him again. But for y'all Super Bowl player fans who know, y'all know who Delonte West is. Like, y'all know Delonte West LeBron did not want no smoke with Delonte West, bro. I promise you. He did not want no smoke with bro. And bro was Stephon digging his mama's guts out, okay? Stephon digging. Okay? He saw Delonte West. What did he do? He didn't pull up on that boy. He didn't do nothing to that boy, okay? He was afraid of that boy, okay? I swear to God, bro, he was afraid of that boy. He was shook when he saw Delonte walking onto that court. You feel me? Bron was shook. He was shook. You feel me? He didn't want no smoke with bro. And this is the same thing. When he saw Kevin Gates on that court floor, sitting like this, with Brittany Renner, sitting like that, he ain't want no smoke with Kevin, bro. He ain't want no smoke with a YN from Louisiana, bro. That's a bad thing, bro. He don't want no smoke like that, bro. I'm telling you, Bron is soft. That's what y'all LeBron fan players, that's what y'all LeBron fanboys don't understand. Bron is soft, okay? Bron is soft, okay? He's tough if he's on the court, but when he gets off the court, bro's shook. Bro's shook, okay? He didn't want no smoke at all. And that's what we're seeing here, right? That's all we're seeing here, bro. Bron knows when he can press someone. When the only time Bron wants smoke is if you're 60 years old and you ain't got no heat. you ain't got a strong bone in your body. You ain't got a fighting bone in your body. That's when LeBron wants to step up and be big and tough. You feel me? When he knows you don't have a fighting bone in your body, yeah. That's when he wants to walk up and be a macho man and step up on Stephen A and tell him, bro, don't talk about Bronny like that. Don't talk about Bronny like that. Yeah, LeBron be getting real crazy when he knows that, you know, he really feels like he's the big dog on the court when he's coming to the media guy. When he's punking the media guy, he really feels like big dog, the Great Dane. You feel me? Bro feels like he's really a big dog, you know? But it ain't that though. When it's some real dudes really violating you, violating your family, Kevin Gates calling your wife Lamar Odom, flaming your wife. He was on her dome. You feel me? He started, bros get to roasting your wife, bro. He got to joning on her. And you ain't do a damn thing about it, bro. You looked at this man and did nothing. I won't believe this until I see it, bro. Bron was shook when he saw Kevin Gates on that court floor. I know y'all Bron fans can't handle this, but LeBron was shook. He was shook out of it for his life right there, bro. He knew. And I bet when he got home, his wife was like, hey, why didn't you do all that you was doing to Stephen A? You got mad about him over Bronny, but you ain't get mad about me. He called me Lamar Odom, and you did nothing. And Bron was like, I was just focused on the game. I didn't even see him. Like, I didn't even see him. I was focused on the game. Didn't you see? I was like, Luka. I was talking to Luka. I was looking to Luka. I wasn't focused on that. You feel me? Like, I didn't even see dude. The whole time I didn't even see him. That's gonna be LeBron's excuse. You know, LeBron's the type of guy to call someone a peasant, but then when he sees them, he would never say that to their face. If he thinks that they might be a threat. You know, if they're 60 years old and they don't have a fighting bone in their body, okay, yeah. He'll pull up on them. Bron will pull up if you come up to his game and you're 60, you better not say nothing about Bron. He'll pull up on you. Yeah. It'll get real vicious with Bron. When you're 60, he's really a big dog out here. Really. He's a real big dog out here, you know? But when it ain't that, it ain't that. You feel me? And so that's all I think the situation was. And I can't believe this until I see it, honestly. I don't know, man. I don't know. I want to believe it. But to me, I don't know. I've just seen everything that I've seen has shown that Bron is a selective gangster, similar to a Jay Prince, you know? For example, Jay Prince is like, you got to check in if you come to Houston. You better check in if you come to Houston, right? But he only does that to black people. He would never do that He would never tell Elon Musk to check in when he goes to Houston, right? He would never tell Donald Trump to check in next time he shows up in Houston. Next time you show up in Houston, Donald, you better check in with me. No. Jay Prince would never say that because he knows those people would crush him. You're not about to tell Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, to check in with you when he gets down in Houston. No. Because bro has actually got his own branch in the White House. Bro can have Secret Service officers around him who will really Swiss cheese you. You feel me? Really Swiss cheese Jay Prince. So it's like he's not gonna play with those people like that. But if it's a rapper, oh yeah, you gotta check in. You know what I mean? You better check in with me. But if it's Elon Musk, if it's Donald Trump, you're not gonna tell those power players to check in with you because those people could crush you. They could crush you like this. You would never tell those people to check in with you. But if it's someone you think you can bully, okay, yeah, you gotta check in now. And that's that selective gangster that I hate to see. I really do hate to see that. Big U was like that too. Donald Trump wasn't checking in with Big U when he came down to Cali. Why didn't Big U make Donald Trump check in when he came down to Cali? Why didn't you make Elon Musk check in when he comes down to Cali? You can't make those people check in with you. You know what I mean? That doesn't work. There's certain people that you can't play with like that. You know what I mean? Make Lee or Cohen check in with y'all. Make Lee or Cohen check in with you, Jay Prince, when he goes down to Houston. Make Lee or Cohen check in with you. I would love to see that. You know what I mean? Or make what's dude's name? Granger? I can't remember his name. Lucian Grange. Make Lucian Grange check in with you when he touches down in Houston next time. You're not gonna make those people check in with you. Because you cannot play with people like that. Like, those people have significant power everywhere. You know what I mean? These are people that you can never talk to like that. You would never catch anyone talking to these people like that. Never. You know what I mean? You would never hear someone telling Elon to check in with him. You would never hear someone telling Donald Trump to check in with him. You would never hear someone telling, who was the last person I said? Sorry. I can't remember the last person I said. But you get the point. And that's that selective gangster that I really do hate to see. I hate when someone is like, they can't keep that same energy across the board. You want to go after the people who you think you can punch down on. But nah, that ain't how the world works, bro. At some point, someone's going to confront you with that idea, and you're not going to have anything to say. You're going to be like, oh, I can't do that. You know what I mean? You just can't do that. Bro thinks he's Vladimir Putin of Houston. Like, you know, and that's the same thing with LeBron. But LeBron's not like that. He's not like that. I didn't mean it like that. It's just the selective gangster applies. You understand? Being selective on who you're willing to call out. It's similar here because LeBron will walk up to Stephen A real quick and tell him he better not talk about Bronny like that. But if it's Kevin Gates, you ain't about to pull up and tell him not to do nothing. You know you're not about to pull up on Kevin Gates. You're not about to pull up on a YN from Louisiana. You're not about to do who's been in and out of jail multiple times. Probably does have some hands, bro. Like, probably. Because we haven't heard about anything about happening to him in jail when he's been in and out of jail. So, bro probably's got some serious hands. Like, actually, no glaze. Like, he probably does. I'm just saying, this is the reality of the situation. If Bron didn't think that, why didn't he press up on him? Oh, so Kevin was irrelevant to the situation? When he called out your wife, you addressed him. But you couldn't address him when it was face-to-face. Where was all that peasant talk? It was gone. And that's the same thing. This is why I'm making the parallel to Jay Prince. It's like, when Donald Trump's in Houston, where's all that check-in talk? That check-in talk disappears. You ain't finna make Donald Trump check in with you at all. You're not about to do that. It don't matter who you think you is. You're not running the whole... No, that ain't happening out here. That's just not how this game's about to be ran. You're not about to tell Elon to check in with you at all. You know what I mean? You just want to be quiet about that. Those people are going to go wherever they want to go, and nobody's going to do a damn thing. Because you already know the type of power that these people actually possess is on another level. You know what I mean? There's really levels to this, you know? You're controlling certain neighborhoods, and then being someone who can control the world are way different levels. And people know who they're going to tell to do certain things and who they're going to press up on. You understand? And I hate that idea. You know what I mean? If you're going to be so tough, you got to be tough with everyone. You got to keep that same energy. You got to stay tough. You can't fold when someone you think can really crush down on you shows up. Nah. Keep that same energy, bro. You know what I mean? And yeah, but let me know what you guys think about everything that was shown in this video. If you enjoyed the video, like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications. Just know it's right here. Tuning out. Be easy, y'all.